Yeah, g'day everyone, and welcome back to the Gold Coast Titans Frontline podcast. We're now live all over social media, so please get involved with the show as much or as little as you like. We love seeing your comments roll through, though, and hopefully we can have a few roll through today. Joined as always by my co-host Russ of Dani and Blake fame from TikTok. My friend, it's been a tough year. But
it's been a tough year, but we've beaten the bye 3 times this year, so very good opponent for us. So we come out with 2 points, so we'll take it.
Man, I was actually looking before through the stats to preview this Broncos game. I knew we'd struggled this year, but we've only won 4 games, bro. We've won 5 games. We've beaten the Knights twice, Seagulls,
and Roosters. That's it. It's only 4.
Oh, so 4. No, yeah, only 4 games.
Yeah. We've only beaten 3 teams.
Yeah, it's bad. You know, one thing I used to always look forward to, though, was the NRLW kicking off, because we did have a strong NRLW team only a few years ago making the grand final.
2 years ago,
even that got off on the wrong sour note, which is unfortunate, mate.
Yeah.
Alrighty, welcome in everyone that's here. I can see Anthony's in the chat and Boyd Star and Co from YouTube. How is everyone going? Let's jump straight into our Titans news segment. First bit of news for us is our recruitment manager, Ezra Howe. He departs the club effective immediately. How do you view his stint at the club, Russ? Like, if you had to look back at our recruitment and retention since he started in 2019, would you say it was overall a successful stint with the club, or wasn't the best?
I would say it wasn't the best, man. Like, look at our recruitment. Look at the players we've lost over the years. I can definitely say that Titans recruitment has not been our strong point. I don't know how you see it, but...
Yeah, it's tough. I like Ezra as a person, so I'll only comment like sort of professionally, I suppose. We'll start with the good. He got Tino to our club, who is like... Yep. Undoubtedly our best signing throughout Titans history. Dave Fafita, whether it has worked out or not, to get him at the time was a big one. The Chris Randall swap for Greggy Marzu, that worked out really well in our favour because Khan Pereira was ready to come in. Got Kieran Four into the club, Bo Firma, who's gone on to play Origin. But there has been some bad, no doubt about it.
There's been some bad ones, man. And like Jamal Fogarty stands out for me big time.
Jamal Fogarty, yep. You can add Tanner Boyd to that list. He's going really well in New Zealand. You can add Toby Sexton to that list. He's doing
Aaron
well
Clark.
at the Dogs. Aaron Clark, yeah, that was a tough one. I will actually let Ez off the hook for that one. Because
his mum was the coach of the netball team. I get that. Max King's another one, man.
Yep, Maxi King. Who else did we lose that we really would have? You know, not who we've lost, but some bad signings. Tyrone Peachy, Shannon Boyd on big money. Isaac Liu on big money. So it's a mixed bag for Ez. He's had some really
Lilani
good
Latu, man.
I think that might have been 1 year before Ez.
Was that just before him? No, because he came with Peachy, didn't he? They came the same time.
He either came in 2019 or 2018. So you're either right on the start or it was 1 year ahead. So I guess I would rate it as somewhat successful. Like, it's right down the middle. There's been some good things. There's been some bad things. You can probably argue there's been more.
Do you agree that it's time for a change there?
Oh, it has to be. We have to change our whole football department, in my opinion. So many people online are so negative against the Titans, and I get it, but they take aim at the CEO and what are the staff doing? Winning starts in the office and stuff. But the fact we're even profitable as a club, being the smallest in the league, being in a market that's not a traditional rugby league market, the Gold Coast, and above all, like, we're just not successful. No kid really grows up on the Gold Coast right now and like adores the Titans and wants to be like the Titans. Whereas like when I grew up in Queensland, everyone, not me because I went for the Eels, but all my friends at school, like in primary school, did that for the Broncos.
Everyone went for the Broncos. Yep.
Yeah, that they'd be profitable. And Joshua Robel from Facebook adds in Josiah Pahulu as well.
There you go. That's this year.
To add in as well. Dave Mercer from Facebook. G'day, Dave. He says Jerome Hughes. That was a fair bit before Ez's time.
Yeah, that was
there. So well before his time. And one bit of injury news, guys. Brittany Brayley-Narty. She will go for scans on a shoulder injury, our NRLW hooker. No update from the club on what's happened there, but the NRL physio says he has concern for a collarbone/AC joint. That was a tongue twister injury.
Yep.
And he said if there's any present fracture, then it would usually be a 4 to 8 week recovery. The good news, I suppose, is Lily Rose Colk should be back for us this round.
Yeah,
so
she should be back.
Our NRLW should get our hooker back. Let's jump straight into the game review, mate. NRLW season kicked off, but unfortunately the Cowboys defeated us 20 points to 6. I'll just start with this, Russ. I'm disappointed because we beat them in a trial recently.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Yeah, we're in
I
an
know it's a
adjustment
trial,
phase,
but yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we're in an adjustment phase. We're without some of our best players. Shannon Marto, Ivania Isako, formerly Ivania Polite. So we are in an adjustment phase, but like, I'll just say this. They gave us more than enough opportunity here. We just didn't execute.
Yep.
They knocked the ball on off the very first pass of the game. And they completed it 68%.
Yep. And it took them 20 minutes to score. Like the game was in the balance the first 20 minutes of the game. And then they got 3 tries before, like in the first half, at the end of that first half, and it was game over. And it was soft defense. Like the dummy half, their number 9, man, she broke through so many times, like way too easily.
Emma Mandelman is a great player, but I agree with you. That was, our market defense. That wasn't like, it wasn't a lack of physicality. It wasn't a lack of preparation. It was just kind of like lapses in defense, in the sense that she'd screwed out from dummy half, and our markers were in la la land. Like they weren't switched on there ready.
Yeah.
Look, I'm happy to put it down to early season jitters and maybe blowing the cobwebs out, but I can see why people would say, Clarkey, you're being optimistic. How can you say that when you literally beat them in a trial a few weeks ago? Look, trials aren't always a true indication of form. But yeah, I just thought as a team we were off defensively.
Yep.
Individually, I thought Jamie Chapman, typically a center winger, she was at fullback for us. Her positioning was a little bit off. There was a time when the Cowboys made a break and the player had actually already passed the ball and Chapo was still going out to tackle her. And then defensively as well, I thought Georgia Gray probably struggled a little bit moving into the centers from the wing. What I will say for both women, though, is genuine excuses for both. Chapo has a lot going on in her personal life. It's all over the newspapers for her, unfortunately.
Yep.
And that was Georgia Gray's first game in the centers. So plenty of upside still to come from those women. Some positives, though. Let's finish with some positives. Jessica Elliston, usually seen as our 1-2 punch, being the 2 to Shannon Marto. She led by example. She really stepped up and elevated her game to a new level. Georgia Hale. Didn't skip a beat at all. I think she had 61 tackles for one miss in 70 minutes.
She does like 60 tackles a game. That's crazy.
She is so far ahead of the NRLW all-time tackles leaderboard. It's not
crazy.
They're not going to catch her.
No.
But yeah, so it's a game where I'm happy to leave it. I reckon we move on, Russ. Let's not overreact off one game. It wasn't the best start to our season. But as our men showed us, they lost round 1. They came back in round 2 and 3, so it can be done. And I don't want to overreact too much based off that loss.
Yeah,
let's move to more positive news, man. Affiliates recap time, guys. And this has been an awesome week for our affiliates. Ipswich Jets smashed the Central Queensland Capras 34-12. And then Tweed go and smash Western Clydesdales 42-12.
Yep.
Jets improved to 5th on the ladder. Tweed moved to 13th. Both will play next Sunday. Jets have the 2nd place North Devils, and Seagulls have the 11th placed South Logan Magpies. How about this for some standout players, Russ? Dead set. You could not, if you were like dreaming of how
we spoke about this the other day. So yeah, there was some good standouts.
Like you could not have dreamed this better. If you said, I want our reserves to have a really strong week.
Yeah,
like, just get a load of some of these stats, guys. This is awesome. Tukey Simpkins, he leads the Tweed tackle count again. Tony Francis plays center. He scores, sets up another try, and has 9 tackle breaks. Zane Harrison scores his first try in the Queensland Cup. Cooper Bice scores again from the bench, and he comes off the bench to run more than any other meters than any other Tweed forward.
That's ridiculous.
On to the Ipswich Jets. They scored 6 tries. All 6 came from Titans. Arama House scores in the first minute. Josh Patson scores. Jalen DeGroot scores. And Alofiana Khan-Pereira, he gets a hat trick. Josh Patson, he finishes that game with the most meters as well. So just an awesome week in reserves there, Russ. Any standouts for you in particular?
Cooper Bly, man. Off the bench again. Like 2 from 2, like 2 games straight. He's he's just dominated, and give him a jersey, man. Like end of the season, I reckon he needs to have a run. Even if it's just off the bench, 10 minutes in a game. Give him that because we want him long term. We need a player like that. Same with Zane Harrison. I reckon Zane we could probably hold off till next year. But Cooper Bye, I reckon for sure, bring him in.
Dude, I love where your head's at because like if Cooper Bye is able to put those numbers up over a 50-minute stretch, he's clearly got great fitness coming from the bench. Whereas we know Des only typically uses his bench players for a maximum of 20 minutes.
Yep.
You can't tell me that Cooper couldn't come out and rip and tear for us for 20 minutes right now.
Exactly.
Even if
That's
he
all
is
I'm
19.
asking. It'd be perfect for Dez's rotation right now.
It would. And, back in the day, like with middle forwards, I remember people would always say like a prop or a lock forward hits their best when they get like into their late 20s/30s. That was when the game was like slow and physical. You wanted like big boys like Jesse Bromwich and Ben Martellino really slowing everything down. Now it's a lot faster. Like we do see props. Davey Mawali, Payne Haas, just to name two that come to my mind straight away, debut as teenagers. So by everything we've seen so far, Cooper looks up to it, and I agree he's my affiliates recap player of the round as well, mate.
Easy.
Alrighty, 2 games to preview for you guys. Our first game is in the NRLW. Shared opponent this week, guys. We will both play the Brisbane Broncos. Our NRLW side kicks off the double header at home at Seabus Super Stadium. And just a reminder, they defeated us 44 points to 4 the last time we played them. The game before that, we escaped with a win via a Lauren Brown field goal. We know what we're up against here. We have to rise to this occasion, Russ. If we don't, the Broncos NRLW side, they have better players than us on paper. They're in better form last year and coming into this year.
They're coming off a big win last week too.
I think, you're right. They defeated the Tigers 28 points to 4. I haven't checked like the betting markets or anything, but I would expect we are significant underdogs here. I look at their first half against the Tigers. Now, they went into halftime 8-4, and the second half was really where they did their best work. And that tells me that in this game, the start is very important. I know it's a bit of a cliche. You can say that about any rugby league game, whether it's played NRLW, men's, or by aliens, to be honest. The start is always important. But why I bring that up as well, Russ, they only kicked 2 out of 6 on goal kicking. So if we can keep it close, we have a distinct advantage there with Lauren Brown's goal kicking, mate. Sure. So how are you feeling about this game? Do you think we're a solid chance?
Oh, I wouldn't say we're a solid chance because of like the result of last week. And then I think you would look at the Broncos team and say they're probably one of the favorites for the comp, to be honest. Like, we just need our tighten our ruck defense up. I feel like we can do a lot better, and we've got to shut Tamika Upton down because they've got Tamika Upton at the Broncos now, and we know what she's like. She's probably the best fullback in the comp. So, yeah.
Well, let's not forget Tamika Upton is literally the reason we didn't win a premiership in the NRLW.
Exactly.
She doesn't play for the Knights. We win that premiership. I also looked at their stats. They had 700 more meters than the Tigers and 200 more post-contact meters up the middle. So that means Jess Elliston needs to have another great game. We need Georgia Hale at her best defensively. And we need all our other forwards to jump on the back of them and really back them up here. It's hard to compare. It's hard to preview a game based off one. Because like sides can look so different week to week in professional sports, where if we're just going to go off round one, logically you have to tip the Broncos here, of course. But look, I don't want to say for a second this is an unwinnable game for us.
First home game.
Yep, first home game. There's a fair bit, and like we have had success over the Broncos in the past. Like we've first them 4 times in NRLW, and we're 2-2. I think we'll be fired up, as Colt says. He says we'll be looking for a response, and I agree. So although logically you would expect the Broncos to win this game and probably tip them in a tipping comp, I'll tip us in a close one. I reckon we can get this one done, Russ. So
I hope so, man.
Titans NRLW to get the job done for both of us. Hopefully that rubs off onto the men, but I do have more concerns for this game, mate.
For sure.
I got big concerns.
Yeah,
I'll let you start with your breakdown, mate.
Yeah, well, the Broncos they're hitting some form. Like they just beat the Bulldogs. And they were missing so many players because of Origin. No Reece Walsh, no Payne Haas, no Carrigan, no Shibasaki. And they beat the Bulldogs who were coming first at the time. And the week before, they had another... Who they smashed the week before? They smashed someone else. They're a couple wins straight at the moment. Like they're hitting good form. Ezra Mam and Reece Walsh, I don't know what it is. When those two play together, that left side dominates. He makes him so much different. Ezra Mam coming in, and he's been very explosive. So we're going to have to shut him down, and Reece Walsh.
Look, let's not forget, it was literally, was it a month ago or 3 weeks ago? They beat us 44-14.
Yeah.
I won't forget that because I was actually with a bunch of family members watching that game, and I said, and they all said, "Oh, Broncos will smash her." And I said, "You guys will be surprised. The Titans always turn up against the Broncos. We always rise to a new level." Because we view them as our arch rivals. The Broncos don't look at the Titans and go, they're our rivals. They look at the Dolphins and Cowboys. So it's a one-sided rivalry, and we just didn't turn up for it. So it was so disappointing. But I am nervous. As you said, Broncos are hitting form. Even people like Andrew Johns are predicting them for the top 4 now. Things are looking up.
They're 4 points out of the 4. And I think they've got another bye, I'm pretty sure. Do they have another bye?
Yeah.
I don't know. But they're only 2 points in the 8, but they're on 22 points, and 20 points is the 8. So they're gonna want to keep winning. They want to push for that 4, but more. They want to stay in the 8. So
no, the Broncos will be tough, man.
They got a lot more to play for than us.
They do. Absolutely, they do. Like we're fighting to avoid a wooden spoon. They're fighting for, even if they finish 5th, the home final, which is still very important for a side from Brisbane. That is so important to the finals for them. I look at our last 5 games, Russ. I think the only game we've really looked at, it's the Manly game. And they had their own issues at the time. We just didn't know it yet. For me, the issue is our defense remains the same. Let's not sugarcoat it. We've had 3 really good wins this year against the Knights, Roosters, and that Manly game. The first game against the Knights, that is. Now, the theme in all 3 of those games is we won with our defense. In terms of Origin, I'm not sure if Tino backs up with his sternum injury, but I do have a sneaky inclination that both Payne Haas and Patrick Carrigan will back up.
They will. We're the last game on the Sunday as well. It's 5 days after. I feel like Tino will back up as well, to be honest.
You know what? I get the feeling he will too. Des Hasler doesn't seem like the sort of coach that's going to let him rest, even if he wanted to. And Tino's not the sort of player that's going to want to rest. So
he might bring him off the bench again and start Jolliffe. I think that will happen. But yeah, I feel like Tino will for sure play. And
the issue we have there is Payne Haas and Patrick Carrigan play for different states. So whether you want to say, the winning side will come back and be galvanized and you have another great game, or you want to say the losing side is going to be fired up and want to make amends, that's going to be one of them either way, which is 2 of their best players. Xavier Willison last week, you mentioned him before.
Amazing.
That was a beast effort. I really wish we had assigned him instead of Keenan Palacia when we had options there.
We spoke about this the other day, and I said, you know what? We should be signing someone like that. He is an absolute weapon. And at the moment, he's behind Carrigan and Haas. I was like, that's the sort of player that we should be targeting.
Yeah, 100%. I would have rather if, instead of putting our eggs in the Regan Campbell-Gillard basket and now losing Jimmy Jolliffe, imagine we had Jolliffe and Wilson coming off the bench at the same time. I would have loved that. Look, my prediction is they're just going to be too physical for us. I will tip us out of loyalty and stir up a reaction on my page. You guys will see that later in the week. But if you guys want my gut, honest truth, no bias or anything aside, I think we lose 13 plus. I just don't see us competing here on the Broncos level. The fact we didn't get up for it emotionally and physically last time we played them, that's always been our trump.
And it was only 4 weeks ago.
What's changed for us? Not much. What's changed for them? If anything, they've just gotten stronger and stronger.
They've gotten better. They've gotten a lot better, and they're playing a lot more free-flowing footy, and their back line is really good, man. They got very, very solid backs. Adam Reynolds kicking game. I actually feel like they're a late chance to win the comp. I don't think they will win the comp, but I feel like they can push that way if they keep with this form.
Yeah. Here's where I get nervous in this game and why I simply can't tip us. In their last 5 games, if we want to do an average of the points scored, it's 26 points per game. I can't look at our current side and say we're 26 points. I don't even think we're going to score 26 points against this Broncos team. It gets worse when you look at our conceded in the last 5. We're conceding 33 points per game.
Yeah, that's atrocious.
On averages, if we meet in the middle there, the Broncos are going to be somewhere around the 30-point mark in this game.
Yep.
I couldn't see a world where we scored more than 30 or kept them under 20.
I feel like the only way we win this is if we win 32-30. Because we know we're going to leak the points and we're just we're gonna score them too. We're not going to keep these guys to under 10 points. That's not going to happen.
No. And my issue with that game plan is though, like you saw last week with the Broncos against the Bulldogs, in the first half, they were trying to win with their attack. They were trying to go around the Bulldogs. And then the second half, they just let's simplify this. Let's literally just defend hard in the middle. Let's run hard on them. Let's be more physical. Let's get enthusiastic. And then their defensive mindset shifted with that. They tried to win with their defense all of a sudden and going through them. So I agree with you. That is our only pathway to victory. We need them to get into the mindset of, let's try to win with our attack. Let's go 1-for-1 with the Titans.
Yeah, that's the only way we win.
Only way.
If they go, we're gonna just batten the hatches down, defense, they'll smash us.
100%. And for me, the key, if we are to win this, another key to victory, like it has to be defensively. We need to be physically imposing to a point where they want to go around us like they did the Bulldogs in the first half. And we needed that for 80 minutes.
Yep.
Now, I can't picture that happening. I'm just being honest with you guys. So for all the reasons we've wrapped up, I have to predict we will lose this game and probably lose quite badly. So I do apologize to the Titans Frontline for that prediction. I wish I had something better for you guys. But I really hope our women put in a good stint to start and, we can at least go 1-1 with the Broncos in this one, Russ.
Yeah.
Your final prediction, please, mate.
I feel like I feel like we're like a 3 out of 10, 2 out of 10 to win. Like, I feel like Broncos are going to be too strong, but there is a big chance that Dave Fafita is back for this game, and it's against his old club. And I always feel like Dave Fafita's best footy has been when Kieran Foran's played on alongside, and he feeds him early ball. Yep. He hasn't played with Kieran Foran really this year because Kieran Foran was injured at the start of the year. Then Dave's been injured and whatnot. So I feel like some close ball to Dave, if he is up and playing, that might boost us. We might get some early tries that way. And I don't know.
Yeah, and your final prediction? So you're about a 3 out of 10?
3 out of 10, yeah.
Yeah, I'm probably about the same, mate. I wish we could, bluff it a little bit more to our fans and the front line, but
we're speaking like what we actually feel like. We could say Titans, they're going to win every week, but like, let's be logical here. We're last place, they're pumping, like 3's probably being generous.
Yeah, it is. But look, miracles can happen in rugby league, guys. Fingers crossed our women get the win to start, and our men jump on the back of that, guys. And if you are on the Gold Coast, get down to see us for a doubleheader and support our teams. Thank you for being with us here on the Titans Frontline podcast. Whether you were here with us live or you're listening later as a podcast, your support means all the same to us, and we really appreciate it in what's been another tough season for the club, guys. So with that, again, thank you very much, and we will see you next week at the same time. Go the Titans, Russ.
Go the Titans.